So we're here talking live about Rockhold just getting his head knocked off by Blachowicz. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Listen, it occurred to me very early on. As soon as I looked at Rock, I was like, God, he's huge. He looks really big. But then when I started to really look at him, I noticed one thing that he was lacking that truly big, strong men at 205 and at heavyweight have that he doesn't have, and that's a waist. So remember, all your power comes from your waist. If you're a wrestler, the reason that Ben Askren is so good is because he's got a dad bod. When you have a dad bod, that means that you have a lot more power in your waist. Your hips are stronger. All your power comes from your hips. So what just happened right there, what we saw with the Rockhold annihilation, was that Rockhold threw some punches, realized, oh shit, I'm not nearly as strong as I thought I was be as I thought I would be, even though I look really great, I look really strong. I've been pounding iron and I've been doing my strength and conditioning, but he hasn't been doing that much core strength because he doesn't have the body build to have core strength. That's why he had some success at 185, but even at 185, he's one dimensional and you can figure him out pretty quickly. And once people figured him out, he was kind of done. I've never been a Rockhold believer one way or another. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter. He's super tough. He's a great guy, but more than anything else, he's a paper tiger. He's a paper champion, and he's a face that says USA all over it. And he just got his ass stomped and knocked completely out of his shoes. Had he been wearing any, he got knocked out of his ankle brace, whatever that thing was. So, anyways, hey, it was a good fight, and like I said, this is a night of rising champions and who we're going to be seeing in 2020, not who we're seeing in 2019. 2019 is over. It's July. It's over. We're looking at 2020 now. They're already moving on to a different stage. The only way we're going to see any of this change is if we see things like PEDs and stem cells relaxed and some of these other alternative medicines come in that can change age, that can defy age. If we see that, then yeah, I think we're going to start to see something different. Until then, I think we're going to see exactly what we just saw. Not even that Rockhold's that old, obviously, but we're seeing a new pedigree of fighters. I think Amanda hit it perfectly when she was talking about, um, gosh, I don't remember now, but she was talking about somebody and she said, he'd been training since he was 3 or whatever it's been. All of these kids have been training MMA, not wrestling, not karate, not judo, not BJJ, MMA, since they were 5 years old now. The UFC started in 1993. Do the math. And so when you do that and you start to look at, wow, it's been that long, then you can kind of start to see, people realize there's money in this, there's fame in this, there's fun in this. I think really it came as a fitness craze to a lot of people in the early days, and it came as a local publicity. I can be famous locally and never have to buy a drink or pay for my meal when I go to a restaurant kind of thing. And I might even get to go to Japan. I might even get to go to Russia. I might even go to Brazil. We flew a lot of guys to a lot of those places back then, and people couldn't believe it. When they see your passport, they go, "Holy crap, you've been to all those places." And well, yeah, a long time ago when I was still doing things. So, look, it's just a changing of the guards. We're going to continue to see this. That had nothing to do with what I was talking about in my last segment, which was the idea of being able to rehydrate and do things in a different way with weight cutting, and that we're going to see a new weight cutting style coming about. And we're seeing that now, thank God, because it's given us way better fights where fighters don't gas after 11 minutes, and they can give you 15 minutes or they can give you 28 minutes. They don't have to stop at 25 You're talking about fighters who are out there dancing and moving around after 25 minutes of hardcore fighting. Thank God for that. I want to do a show about weight cutting and what it really means and what it means to me personally. I'm a wrestler at heart, so I've weight cut a lot, and I've weight cut with a lot of my guys. It's not a healthy thing to do. It's not good for you. It can stunt your growth. It can affect um, bone density and brain issues, and you can have concussions a lot easier. There's a million things that can go wrong with it. So ultimately, I guess they did the right thing by taking out the IV after weigh-ins, even though said I think that's crazy. I'm starting to kind of agree with it now. So, anyways, this has been Chadillac, and we have been talking UFC 239, and we're getting ready to get it on to the next fight. Can't wait. Namaste.